I have a question regarding Shaktipat, because I don't understand why would somebody want Shaktipat, for example. And now it's very popular to get Shaktipat. And people who don't have awakened Kundalini, they all want to have Shaktipat. But isn't this like a little bit, I don't know, maybe not good? Maybe it's irresponsible because something bad can happen to, maybe somebody is not ready and have, because I read a lot of people are very scared. They don't know what is going on. They just know this is popular. Yeah, it's very funny. It's good. It's bliss. It's, and then they have a lot of problems. So with somebody who doesn't have awakened Kundalini, and if somebody wants to have Shaktipat during this, what are the benefits? Why would somebody want to have Shaktipat for speed up the process? Or
okay, sure. So this is a great question. So why would somebody want Shaktipat? So we look at it in a sort of a logical manner. Those who have never experienced a Kundalini process, Kundalini awakening, the reason that they would want Shaktipat is because of what they were told by someone else, right? So perhaps some are selling a service, right? Selling a service, or they are offering this Shaktipat and saying that it will, bring one to self-realization or enlightenment, or give somebody a transcendent experience, and whatever it is. But those who haven't had experience of the Kundalini process, they can only take what someone else has told them and believe it. So for whatever reason, they find that this is an appealing thing, and then that's why they, seek out this type of thing. That's on the logical level. On the other level, there is some who are called through having developed their karma to a certain point, where they seek out Shaktipat to then trigger the next phase of their awakening journey. For those who aren't familiar, Shaktipat is a Sanskrit term. It refers to, we could say, the transmission of Shakti, the awakening of one's Shakti, Kundalini Shakti, facilitated by someone with an already active or awakened Kundalini. So some have the gift, the ability, the skill to consciously awaken this energy within other people, and they offer it as a service, as something that they do. It's true that, of course, as we all know, when Kundalini begins to awaken, this process is very challenging. It's very difficult. It can be, very intense, very confusing. Traditionally, if you look at, say, some of the traditions of Tibetan Buddhism, if you look in some of the more smaller traditions within yoga, this idea of Shaktipat was used, but these transmissions were used. Sometimes in Tibetan Buddhism, they call these things empowerments. They were used, but then within certain contexts. So it wasn't just a free-for-all. It wasn't just anybody who signs up or lines up can come and get Shaktipat. You had to be informed, prepared, vetted by your senior teachers, guru, community, whatever it is. So it was a big deal. It was a ritual. It was given sparingly, you could say. Whereas today, you can sign up right now online. You can look it up. You can sign up. You can probably show up on the spot, just walk in, and somebody can give it to you. And they won't necessarily ask you much about your past, your history, your intentions. And often they don't even offer any follow-up support. And that's why often every now and then people come to say, connect with me, and they say, oh, I had Shaktipat from this organization or this facilitator, and now I'm struggling. What do I do, Brent? And I always ask, where's the facilitator? Why have you come to me and not have gone to them? Wouldn't that make sense? And they say, oh, yeah, but they don't respond to my emails, or they're in a different country. They only visited for a short time here, or they have 1 million followers and I can't contact them because they're so popular. So this is a bit of a situation going on lately, because people are offering it just, to anybody. And on one hand, you could say it's good because more people are having access to this, and many people who say their karma is ripe and they can have this experience, it's appropriate for them. But many other people are having it, and they could use a bit more support before, during, and after the process. So Shaktipat, yes, it is a very powerful and useful thing. It has its benefits, even for those who already have awakened Kundalini. They receive even a Shaktipat transmission. Um, it definitely amplifies the force within. It can trigger transcendental experiences, which can evoke a deep state of trust and surrender. There are many benefits like that. However, we have to be aware that this journey is like a roller coaster, right? There's ups and downs. And if we go up, we have to also be willing to also go down and eventually come to a point of stability. But for stability, it's a really challenging journey. And just like with plant medicine, just like how we were talking about with energy healing, all of these things can stir up the force within us. But ultimately, we have to remember that the Shakti that is within us is the same Shakti coming from a guru giving Shaktipat. It's the same thing. So we can trust within and say, look, if I'm meant to have the energy amplified, then Divine Mother, Shakti, I trust that you'll amplify it at the appropriate time for me. And this can happen as well. Some may have, this is what a Kundalini rising is. When you're sitting in meditation and you have a spontaneous, sudden rising, that's because the divine is deciding to give you Shaktipat in the moment, not from a guru or a teacher or a facilitator, but from the divine itself. So we can also ask for Shaktipat and this sort of thing without having to go to a facilitator, and know that if you receive it spontaneously from the divine, it's at the perfect time, the perfect amount, the perfect dosage, and you will be supported in some way or another. You will be supported. So those are some thoughts that are coming to me to share about that.